to Darpan program series, where we are actually going to be discussing today the topic with the theme that we started yesterday, that is, how do we do selling in new age organization. The topic that was discussed yesterday was primarily concerning how do I create value in my network. हम अपने नेटवर्क में वैल्यू किस तरीके से क्रिएट करते हैं और वैल्यू क्रिएशन का मतलब क्या होता है. Today we will extend this discussion and will understand how do we appropriate this value. यानी ये वैल्यू मैं अपने लिए appropriate कैसे करता हूँ. So full understanding will be done on the concept of value as an anchor. तो मेरा नेटवर्क क्या क्या है, नेटवर्क में कौन कौन से पार्टिसिपेंट्स और हम सब मिलके वैल्यू किस तरीके से क्रिएट करते हैं, ये हमने कल समझा, और इसी वैल्यू को हम एप्रोप्रिएट कैसे करते हैं ये हम आज समझें. Okay, but before we begin, let's start with the meditation. Close your eyes. Breathe in, say I am that. Breathe out, say I am blissful. Breathe in, say I am divine. Breathe out, say I am all powerful. Breathe in, say I am part of him. Breathe out, I am untouchable. No disease can touch me. I can heal myself. Okay, so we get into today's topic with a little recap on what we did yesterday, so that all of us can come up to speed to whatever discussions happened yesterday. So what we understood yesterday was a value needs to be created and then captured or appropriated. First value needs to be created and then captured and appropriated. So हमने कल एक नेटवर्क मैप को समझा, जिसके अंदर वी सेड नेटवर्क के जो एजेंट्स हैं, एजेंट्स ऑफ द नेटवर्क, दे आर बेसिकली downstream firms, the brands who are actually directly dealing with the customer. There are end customers. There are upstream suppliers, and then there are production partners. When these four agents within the network start creating value for the network, they start creating value for the network, a network pie, a value pie is generated. अब ये पाई जितना बड़ा होगा उतना आप शेयर कर पाओगे, जितना छोटा होगा उतना किसी के लिए कुछ नहीं बचेगा. यानी कि अगर मैं किसी के लिए वैल्यू क्रिएट नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ये पाई बहुत छोटा होगा, और अगर मैं वैल्यू क्रिएट कर रहा हूँ तो ये पाई बड़ा होता जाएगा. जितना ये साइज ऑफ द पाई होगा उतना मेरे पास चांस है हायर वैल्यू एप्रोप्रिएट करने का. दैट मीन्स वैल्यू नेटवर्क is now combined with all the agents minus me also who contribute to that value. That means अगर मैं किसी upstream supplier से काम कर रहा हूं and he is destroying value for me, this pie will shrink. So ultimately I will not be able to generate value for anybody. Therefore, as an agent of the network, no matter who am I, especially downstream firm, I will have to ensure that the value gets generated for the upstream suppliers also, production partners also, and end consumers also. So it's important to understand that till the time I don't have a decently large value pie, I won't be able to share it with each other. तो यहां तक हमने कल डिस्कस किया था कि हमको वैल्यू पाई को कितना बड़ा करना है और कैसे उसको शेयर करना है विद एवरीबॉडी. क्वेश्चन इस वैल्यू पाई जो कि जनरेट हो चुका है इसके अंदर, उस वैल्यू पाई को मैं शेयर कैसे कर सकता हूं? हाउ डू आई appropriate value from this value pie? But before I get into this, if anybody has any question on this part, they can ask. Anyone has any question here? I'm lowering all the hands, and then now raise the hands if you have any question. Mr. Sunil, जरा अपनी तरफ से अनम्यूट कीजिए ना प्लीज. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. No other questions, so I can move forward. Okay, so I'll move forward. Mr. Sharad Kadam. Good morning. Can you hear me? You have any question, or it was by mistake?
Good morning, Rohit. This is Adishwar.
Hi, Adish.
I'm sorry I missed out your earlier session because I work in late evening shift. So today I made a plan to join. The concept looks like, good to me, but I mean, it will be helpful if you can give some example, like, I mean.
Okay, so let me give you a small example so that it becomes clear to you. You can see this diagram, right? Now let's take an example of a retail chain. So a retail store is a downstream firm because he is directly dealing with the end customer. So he is dealing with the head customer, so he becomes a downstream firm. Now this retail chain captures value because there are some upstream suppliers like logistic partners who, or manufacturing firms who are dealing with the downstream firm. Correct? There are logistics partners who function for upstream suppliers. So this is the way these four entities together create a value for the whole network together. Okay. Right. Now assume this retail partner says that now I want to generate more value for myself, and you typically think I want to grow, right? So he wants to generate more value for himself. Now, how does he generate more value for himself? He will have to ensure that he either increases his value proposition for the end customer, or he increases this value pie. So ultimately जब तक ये value pie increase नहीं होगा, कोई भी इसमें से value extract नहीं कर सकता. This value pie is an aggregate value generated by the downstream firm, upstream supplier, production partner and end customer. अब एक value create हो चुका है, अब इसमें से appropriate करना है मुझे value. So this is the new world now. The earlier world was कि मैंने product बनाया है, अभी product को बेचो और value generate कर लो. Now the world that we are entering it, we have to create value for all of us and then we appropriate value from there. So before appropriating new or increased value, I will have to either increase the size of the pie by adding more value to it, or I increase more agents in this network so that they contribute to the value. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, Rohit, I mean, I was looking for some like live example. Maybe I understand the theoretical part of it. Like, I mean,
Now I'm
yes,
giving you a live example only. Now, so for example, the small retail store was a company which was only selling one Kirana shop, a small
okay.
Kirana shop. Now suppose this is future group. So they say that one shop will not work. I will have to start more multiple stores, so big bazaars. As more big bazaars happen, suppose they're all franchised big bazaars. Now these big bazaars will be what? How many downstream firms are there now? The moment you add more stores, the number of downstream firms increase. You will add more network, more people to this network.
Right.
As you add more circles to this network, the value created by them also starts adding to the pie.
Right. Absolutely.
So this pie starts increasing.
Right.
As the size of the pie increases, now all of us will start extracting more value from it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Understood?
Yes.
So the only way to extract more value for all of us is by ensuring that we have a larger value pie. So a small firm can be value creation. So the concept of sales is shifting from just pushing sales to the existing customers to creating value for the network and then extracting value from there. Okay, so today we will understand how do I extract value from this value pie, which I've already created. Okay, all right, so I move forward from here now. So having created this value pie now, how do I extract the value from it? Just hold. Okay, so let's understand how do we create a larger value. So the concept of value appropriation, capturing value from the value pie is called as value appropriation. So the total value generated through the path of transactions that led to the final sale. Various transactions happen, logistic partner का, production partner का, supplier से हुआ, supplier का upstream downstream firm से हुआ, downstream firm का end consumer से हुआ. Ultimately each of us generated value for each other and then final sale happened. So जो total value generate हुई पूरी की पूरी transactions की chain के अंदर, जब वहां से मैं वैल्यू कैप्चर करता हूं जो जिस तरीके से डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होती है among various agents, that is called as value appropriation. So there is an upstream supplier, production partner, downstream firm, and together that leads to final sale. So together we have generated some value pie. A value pie का अगर total value generated in the system is 100, हम उसमें से कितना एक्सट्रैक्ट कर पाएंगे अगर उसका सम टोटल करें तो वो 100 से कम ही होगा. You will never be able to generate the complete 100 from the value pie. You will always be able to generate less than 100 because we cannot extract the complete value generated by us or contributed by us in the value pie. So having understood that part, how do I, कितना मैं extract कर पाऊंगा उससे वो किस पे depend करता है. How much value will I be able to extract from the my value pie comes from two sources. So like there is a value network and there are outside agents who are actually creating competition for the network. यानी कि अगर बाहर का एजेंट मुझे ज्यादा वैल्यू दे रहा है तो मैं इस नेटवर्क से बाहर चला जाऊं. सो बाहर का एजेंट एक काइंड ऑफ फोर्स रखता है नेटवर्क के ऊपर. आउटसाइड एजेंट काइंड ऑफ कीप्स ए फोर्स ऑन द नेटवर्क which is called as competitive force. So an internal and downstream firm knows that if an outside agent, outside competition, outside of my network will pull my agent, ये वैल्यू पाई कम हो जाएगा. और अगर ये वैल्यू पाई कम हो गया, so I will not be able to generate the value as much as I should be generating the value. Let's take an example of this part कि बाहर चला गया तो क्या होगा. So let's take an example of Amazon.com. Assuming they're only selling books like they had started earlier. So Amazon.com is one of the value partner over here, value agent over here. Amazon's upstream book suppliers become another value agent over here. Amazon's downstream book buyers becomes a third value agent over here. Now, whatever value they are creating, Amazon assume can create is able to is a plethora of books. So everybody is putting books on Amazon. So it's kind of a very strong downstream firm. Suppose there is another value network. This was Amazon value network. This is Barnes and Noble value network, which is a bookseller, direct publisher. Amazon is only a reseller, so direct publisher. Barnes and Noble also has its Barnes and Noble book buyers and Barnes and Noble upstream book publishers. Okay, so it has upstream book publishers, which is kind of collaborating with Barnes and Nobles. Now, these two value networks are generating value for each other. If Amazon book downstream book buyers enter the Barnes and Noble network, they will enter only in one condition: if they are giving more value to it. If Amazon book buyers are getting more value from that network, they will start contributing to this value pie. And this will reduce the value of Amazon.com's book value network because this yellow thing is now gone. However, if Amazon.com goes into the Barnes and Noble book network, because Barnes and Noble is generating more value for Amazon, this value pie will become zero. This is what happens in the acquisitions. So one person acquires the other thing. You are actually expanding the value network now because Amazon book buyers are also becoming part of the Barnes and Noble network. तो एक्विजिशन करने के बाद आप ह्यूज वैल्यू पाई कर लेते हो, बिकॉज आप ओल्ड वैल्यू पाई को नई वैल्यू पाई से जोड़ लेते हो. So the way in which we have to start seeing, there's a huge strong competition in the Amazon book buyers with this whole value network. So this understanding is important. So therefore, if Amazon.com buys out the Barnes and Noble का value network, उसका खुद का value increase हो जाएगा. So this is the way actually we were trying to understand how does the whole value network functions. अब वैल्यू नेटवर्क बन चुका है, वैल्यू पाई बन चुका है, उसमें से मैं एक्सट्रैक्ट कैसे करूं वैल्यू. वैल्यू को एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए आपको दो चीजों की जरूरत पड़ेगी. There are two sources from where the value can be captured. Understand these two sources very well. The first is amount guaranteed by the competition from periphery. Now there is an outside agent called as new downstream firm like Barnes and Noble. He is fighting with you and he says, I will be able to extract 20 rupees from this value pie. Now for the downstream firm inside, 20 rupees is guaranteed. तो बाहर का जो कंपटीशन प्राइस ऑफर कर रहा है उतना तो प्राइस आपको मिलेगा ही मिलेगा, यानी कि उतना वैल्यू तो आप एक्सट्रैक्ट कर ही पाओगे मिनिमम. The second source that will come from persuasion. How much can you more persuade your direct agent to extract more value? Now persuasion depends on many things. Persuasion का भी एक power है, वो कहाँ पर depend करता है. We'll discuss those points today. That from where can I increase my persuasion power? How do I increase my persuasion power? It's not only art of persuasion. That is only one element of it. I'm talking about the science of persuasion. So how do we persuade to get more value? What do I do internal to my organization? यानी कि इंडिविजुअल एजेंट की वैल्यू चेन में क्या करूं कि मैं मेरी परसुएशन पावर बढ़ जाए. So today we are discussing this part of how do I increase my persuasion power. Tomorrow I will be actually going into what are the important new structures to be built inside the organization to increase sales, because sales is ultimately how the value gets appropriated. So how do I increase sales? Value create किया, उसके बाद sales increase कैसे करते हैं? Individually, how do I search for my right customers, right partners, right value partners, and all that stuff. So we'll discuss that tomorrow. But today let's understand what are the various ways of increasing the persuasion power of an organization. One amount you are sure you will get because there is competition. So the places where there is lot of competition, amount will be less. Where there is no competition, I will decide the amount. So it will only depend upon the second element, that is persuasion. जहां पर कोई competition ही नहीं है, वहां पे वो सिर्फ second number पे ही depend करेगा. जहां competition है, वहां पर competitive forces कितनी strong है, उस पे depend करेगा. So let's take an example. Airline. Airline में competitive forces बहुत strong है. तो amount guaranteed is less. 500 rupees, if the ticket price is less, I will shift the carrier. I'm not attached to Jet Airways. I'm not attached to Indigo, Helium Jet Airways. Earlier, at least I was attached to Jet Airways. So उनका persuasion strong था to some extent. लेकिन right now there is zero persuasive powers there. Only price. So competition बहुत strong है, इसलिए amount guaranteed from periphery is less. It depends a lot on the persuasion. Another industry, let's say talk about Mm, ERP. The ERP is the amount guaranteed when the competition is high. Because बाकी लोग भी उतना ही good ERPs outside vendors will also charge that much only. So आप कहीं भी जाओगे वही प्राइस मिलने वाला है. तो therefore for an end user, for a ERP firm, this is the guaranteed price, which is higher. Now it depends upon further persuasion powers of the brand to capture more value from the pie. तो दो चीजें डिपेंड करती हैं. पहला है अमाउंट गारंटीड बाय द कंपटीशन. दूसरा है अमाउंट appropriated because of the persuasion. Is this point clear? Let me ask some questions. If you have any question over here. I'm lowering the hands. If you have question, please raise your hands again. These two questions, these 2 points, that how does a competition and persuasion दोनों का combination समझ में आएगा? No question?
Good morning, sir. Have a great day.
Good morning.
Sir.
Yes, sir. बोलिए ना.
Sir, here what I feel is actually to reduce competition. We have to share some of the. We have to give more to our associates, so that this will happen. This is what I get it. This is correct. Actually, I don't understand, because adding agents, and that is we are actually headhunting the agents of our competitors.
So no. So what you're saying? So you're saying that you have to pay more to the agents so that they can work for you. That's what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
So you are, that is different. That comes in the persuasion element. So I'll explain that. How does that happen? But competition is not agent. No? Within the network, only
Yes,
one thing
sir.
you can say: outside network, if it will attract the agent will go out of the network.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If outside will attract the agent will move out of the network. That is fine.
Yes.
So the value pie itself will shrink.
Yes.
How will you appropriate
Yes,
value from there? Appropriation के लिए value pie is necessary. So
yes.
if agent does not exist in your network, he will move out of the network. Correct?
Yes, sir. Can you repeat it, sir, once again? Sorry, last
If
sentence.
channel partner inside your network is getting less value from you, he will move out of your network and enter somebody else's network.
That is, we have to maintain what is we should pay at par.
Yes.
Everybody has to be treated equally.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Naresh.
So Amazon taking Kindle and also taking Audible, to serve the original book business.
Right.
So
Right.
on the picture, on the case, like example which you take, can you just show me how it increased exactly? What exactly happened? Dynamics, or Facebook taking WhatsApp? It's value pie. It's a value pie for the customer, entertainment, connectivity, growing up. What is it?
It's very simple. See, understand. There is Facebook downstream firm. Okay. Now it is dealing with end user over here. Right? And the moment it requires WhatsApp, what happens to this network? Naresh, gone.
Yeah. So they get connectivity. They may get information. People there.
Very simple. What happens to this network?
It grows, exponentially grows.
Why?
And data point also improves.
Why does it grow?
Because now you know the connection. Now you have a information and the
No,
network of it.
no. It grows only because there is another end user pie getting added to it. That's all, nothing else. So think very
Hmm.
simple, structured. It's very structured model. The moment you acquire a firm, you're acquiring the value network of that firm.
Okay, whatever value that network delivers is now yours.
It's not yours. So you've not acquired the firm. So acquisition model for future, the M&A, will now change from the way I'm sure when Facebook acquired Facebook did not look at what revenue that WhatsApp was earning. It just looked at the value network that it had, and by acquiring the network, it only expanded its own network.
Okay.
The methodology of now acquisitions will depend upon the value networks that you are having, and value network will actually define your valuation,
Hmm.
because the value pie is now your new valuation potential.
Correct.
You can acquire the whole of this valuation potential, or you can acquire part of it. So potential of the valuation of the company is actually on the value pie. If the value pie is small, valuation is small. You will see many firms who have zero revenues are valued very high. The primary
Correct.
reason value pie is very high. Like Tesla.
Hmm.
Tesla has a huge value pie, huge, bigger than Mercedes, bigger than all the automobile industry together, because the
Correct.
potential value pie is very high. Are you getting it?
Got that. Yeah. And going back to the example of Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
the case study which you had. If you get that map which you had for Amazon, on the picture, how would you demonstrate this thing? What exactly happening here? When Amazon is getting Kindle, Amazon is getting
Amazon is
Audible.
getting is similarly actually acquiring this Barnes and Noble only.
Correct.
So when, for example, this happened, suppose Barnes and Noble acquired Amazon, this value network becomes zero,
Mm-hmm.
because now there is nobody serving the downstream buyers. So this value network goes
Mm.
and merges with this.
Okay.
So the diameter doubles, area doubles. So value pie will now also have the value contributed by yellow and this saffron, apart from this pink and purple. So that will increase the
And
value
where is
pie.
that innovation of the innovation and a product launches get into this value
It is
of
the
very.
There is another way of doing it. There is another way. So
That's
innovation and
another way.
product.
So now I read the book and also see author reading for me, moving on the word by word on my Kindle or on my phone. It's a different level of growing the customer base.
Yes, there's another way. That's another way. You were not there yesterday, no?
No, I was in a different call. Yeah.
That's why. So this is the way to
Okay.
increase the network. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shailesh ji, unmute कीजिए please.
Sir, sorry, it was by mistake.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mangesh. Good.
Just to understand, sir, ERP is a specialized service, so the
Mhm.
competition is less. So the guarantee of minimum guarantee is there.
Yes.
Okay. Now, sir, now where we fail is in persuasion, right? That means does these components positioning of your product, services, conveying the unique features of your product or services, that is much more important and will be an integral part of the persuasion.
ओके, परसुएशन में समझाऊंगा आपको क्या है परसुएशन। वो वाला परसुएशन नहीं है जो आपको लग रहा है।
Okay.
Persuasion is a very larger topic to understand. One is the art of persuasion.
Hmm.
There is also science of persuasion.
Hmm.
Today I'll tell you what is the science of persuasion, which we had discussed earlier also to some extent, but I'll tell you how to do this now in a much better way. जहां पर आपका बिजनेस कमोडिटी है,
Hmm.
एक्चुअली सब कुछ ही कमोडिटी हो गया आजकल तो, लेकिन फिर भी जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू आर इनटू अकाउंटिंग सर्विसेज, if you're into GST compliances, and these are like everybody is doing it.
Yes.
So the amount guaranteed by competition is 500 rupees.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, how do I make this 500 rupees 5 lakh?
Hmm.
Will depend upon the persuasion.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
अब मेरे को बताओ, आप बताओ 5 लाख बनाने के लिए सबसे पहला
Hmm.
इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्या है? दिस विल बी हेल्पफुल टू एवरीबॉडी. जस्ट आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन.
Yeah.
अगर मुझे 500 रुपए को 5 लाख बनाना, सबसे पहले क्या करना पड़ेगा?
Sir, first I have to differentiate the value I am bringing to my clients. That is one.
सोच के बोलो, साइंटिफिकली सोच के बोलो.
So another,
को
what I,
5
sir, this is my view. I may be partly wrong, partly correct. What I hear, what I feel, that when if I want to make this 500 to 5 lakh, there are two things I have to understand. Just we have learned in the previous sessions that wherever the
सेशन में आंसर ही नहीं है. होल्ड करो. ओके ठीक है, ईशान को बोलते हैं.
Yeah.
ईशान ने आंसर दिया, वहीं रहना, जाना मत.
Yes.
Very good morning, Rohit ji.
गुड मॉर्निंग.
I just shut the other one. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
I think we require to increase the value network, value pie.
वेरी गुड.
Yes.
मंगेश जी, सुना आपने?
Understand. sir.
5, अगर वैल्यू पाई में 5 लाख है ही नहीं,
Hmm.
तो 5 लाख एक्सट्रैक्ट कैसे करूंगा?
True.
आर यू गेटिंग व्हाट आई एम सेइंग? दिस इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट कॉन्सेप्ट. लोग समझ, मेरे को लग रहा है कि अभी लोग समझे नहीं है.
Hmm.
इट इज, पहले मुझे 5 लाख का वैल्यू पाई बनाना पड़ेगा मिनिमम,
Understand.
तब मैं 5 लाख एक्सट्रैक्ट कर सकता हूँ ना.
Yes. Yes, sir.
सो अगर वैल्यू पाई में ही 5,000 रुपए है, तो मैं 5 लाख डिमांड भी नहीं कर सकता.
Yes. That means I have to break my horizon or the periphery which I have encircled myself.
Correct. So first you have to ensure कि how much is there in the value pie first. Then I will demand. Na, how will I demand if the value pie itself is less than 5 lakhs?
Okay.
Got it? So first thing is bring the value pie high. पहले
Yes.
value pie को बढ़ाओ.
Yes.
Value pie बढ़ते ही now you can start demanding. But you can demand only from, the range of demand is from first the amount guaranteed by the competition
Yes.
to the maximum that you can draw. What is the maximum? Can you think what is the maximum that you can draw?
The maximum we can draw that what our customer feel the appropriate budgeting for that particular.
थोड़ा सा मैथमेटिकल हो जाओ ना. अभी हम वैल्यू पाई का डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं ना, उस पे आओ ना. What is the maximum that you can draw?
Maximum I can draw. So the maximum what I can bring the value na, to my customer.
No.
Less than the value pie.
That is true, but how much less than the value pie?
Less than the value pie which otherwise appropriated by my value agents. So that is,
Correct. अब आपने कुछ अच्छी बात करी ना,
yes.
तो मजा आया. पहला चीज तो आपका रेंज क्या है? रेंज स्टार्ट होता है मैक्सिमम जो कंपटीशन बोलता है, वहां से शुरू होता है.
Yes.
और खत्म कहां पे होता है? टोटल वैल्यू पाए माइनस जो कि बाकी एजेंट ले जा चुके.
Yes. Yes.
इतना बचा ना मेरे लिए तो अभी.
Yes. Yes.
अब यही मेरा रेंज है. अब यही तो है प्राइसिंग का मॉडल. दिस इज हाउ यू प्राइस.
That's great, sir.
अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, it's an enlightenment, in professional enlightenment.
थैंक यू. थैंक्स ईशान.
Thank you, sir.
श्रीकांत जी अनम्यूट कीजिए।
By mistake, I think it got raised.
No problem. भावेश जी।
Hello, wishing you most and most, sir. Good morning, happy morning.
Good morning, good morning. बोलिए।
सर ये आपने जो बोला कि वो कॉस्ट फैक्टर इसी से, वो थोड़ा समझा नहीं आखिरी का कि इसी से कॉस्ट कैसा हम लोग निकाल सकते हैं आखिरी में भी। प्राइस यस प्राइस वो
तो
थोड़ा
वो ऐसा कुछ रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है। मैंने सिंपली इतना बोला कि आप मैक्सिमम कितना एक्सट्रैक्ट कर सकते हो।
ओके
आप मैक्सिमम एक्सट्रैक्ट कर सकते हो मिनिमम गारंटीड बाय कंपटीशन। ये समझ में आया? सॉरी
यस सर।
इतना कंपटीशन ने गारंटी किया, ये तो तेरे को कम से कम मिलेगा।
यस एब्सोल्युटली राइट।
मैक्सिमम कितना मिलेगा?
जो हमने वैल्यू पाई जिसको हमने बढ़ाया है,
वैल्यू पाई जो बना हुआ है ऑलरेडी बना दिया आपने।
यस
माइनस जो बाकी एजेंट्स ऑलरेडी एक्सट्रैक्ट कर चुके हैं उसमें से।
ओके या
इतना ही बचा ना मेरे लिए तो अभी।
या इतना ही बचा।
अब इसके बीच में मैं कहीं रहूंगा। तभी मैंने बोला था कि वैल्यू पाई का एडिशन, वैल्यू एक्सट्रैक्टेड का एडिशन इज ऑलवेज लेस देन द वैल्यू पाई।
एब्सोल्युटली राइट। यस
अब इसके बीच में मैं कहां रहूंगा वो डिपेंड करेगा मेरी परसुएशन पावर।
ओके अरे वो यस एग्जैक्टली वो ये फार्मूला से अभी वो हाईलाइट हो रहा है कि वेयर आई विल बी।
मेरी परसुएशन पावर किस पे डिपेंड करती है मैं वो बताता हूं। ओके
गॉट इट सर।
थैंक यू। So my persuasion power depends upon, very good, लोग आंसर्स दे रहे हैं। What does my persuasion power depend upon? My persuasion power depends upon, अब यहीं पर गेम चेंजिंग होने वाला है। Like we said, industries differ in extent to which value capture determine competition versus persuasion. So my persuasion power depends upon the number of count of customers I have. बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स हैं, एक एक करके चलते हैं। पहला फैक्टर, इंक्रीज इन द काउंट ऑफ द कस्टमर्स। जितने ज्यादा कस्टमर मेरे पास हैं, एक एक करके एक्सप्लेन करें। चलो, आई एम कीपिंग दिस ऑन। Anybody wants to discuss with me this part? I'm lowering the hands, raise the hands. Can you help me understand how does the increase in the customers will help my persuasion power to go up? How will the increase in customers help in my persuasion power to go up? Yes, Rajneesh.
Morning, Rohit.
Good morning.
So when my customer count increases, my dependence on each individual customer reduces.
That is one way. Another way, that is very clear way, because my customer count has increased, so my dependence on a customer has gone down. So of course my persuasion is high. So this is one advantage, one competitive advantage, but this is little, ये थोड़ा सा ना अहंकार भरा हुआ है। माइनस नेचुरल वे क्या है, साइंटिफिकली क्यों इंक्रीज हो गई मेरी परसुएशन पावर? To extract maximum for the value from the value pie.
The purchase that I have with so many customers
Purchase supply side. This is demand side. Think customer count बढ़ने से, of course, that what you said is not wrong. That is right. But there are other very scientific elements by which even if you don't want to, people will themselves come and give you more money. I think
people become immediately more comfortable when they see other people banking on.
Okay, this is all software elements. You need to think of some hard, tangible elements which are like embedded in your process and systems because of this. So both the software elements are right. One is I have more customers, so I don't need to bring my price down. Second is others are paying, so I will also pay. That's also fine because nobody else is paying less. So even if competition is asking for less money, I see my brother paying this much money to this guy, I will also pay. Good, that's the right element. But why is the first customer paying the high money than the competition? Okay, let's see if somebody else can come to.
Yeah.
Thank you. Manish Gupta. Manish, quickly unmute yourself. Yes, Manish. Manish? I think it's by mistake. Okay. Dinesh Verma. मैं नहीं देख रहा हूँ आंसर यहाँ पर. दिनेश वर्मा बोलिए. दिनेश. Oh God.
Yeah, Rohit.
Yes, Siddesh, बोलिए.
Yeah, for me, see, when the increase is there from my side about the count of the customers, I am contributing a lot to the value pie.
How?
I'm adding the value to the pie now, because my customers will have their own upstream and downstreams. That all will be added to the value pie.
Bang on, very good. देखो इसी में आंसर है. नंबर ऑफ कस्टमर्स एंड यूजर्स कम होंगे तो वैल्यू पाई छोटा होगा. एंड यूजर्स ज्यादा होंगे वैल्यू पाई बढ़ जाएगा. वैल्यू पाई बढ़ गया, मुझको तो उसी में से एक्सट्रैक्ट करना है ना, तो मैं उसमें से एक्सट्रैक्ट कर लूंगा. अब इसको जरा प्रैक्टिकली समझते हैं कैसे हो. ये तो ठीक है, डायग्राम में समझ में आ गया. प्रैक्टिकली एज आई इंक्रीज द नंबर ऑफ कस्टमर्स, I am actually increasing the demand side. So what is happening is demand side economies start going up. Like Amazon के पास बहुत बड़ा customer base. तो जब बहुत बड़ा customer base है, तो याद हमने एक concept किया था network externality का. That network externality starts functioning for me now. Now as network externality starts functioning for me, automatically my value pie starts increasing. So therefore, volume starts functioning, helping me. So एक element था network externality का जो कि बाकी जगह पे impact करना शुरू कर देता है. So as my value pie goes up, because my number of customers are increasing, I will be able to appropriate more value from it. Because every customer is adding to the value pie now. So the only game changing work is increase the count of the customers. Your persuasion to extract more value from the value pie will start going up. Thank you, Hitesh. Very good. Where is Rajnish? I want to ask if you understood. Rajnish, is it clear?
No.
Not clear, no? I knew that. That's why I got you here. What is not clear?
The definition of persuasion.
So don't get stuck by dictionary definition of persuasion. Persuasion is a different thing over here. It is saying that
is persuasion equal to bargaining power?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay.
You can say that. What is the bargaining? My bargaining power to extract more value from the value pie. मैं इसका चेंज कर देता हूँ. I'll say persuasion is the two forces. One is the competition, and the other is my power to extract more value.
Sure.
Okay. So as the value pie increases, this you understood how the value pie will increase. Did you understand this part? Ki how the value pie will increase? Rajnish.
Yeah. Can you sorry? Can you just redefine value pie once again, please?
Value pie is the amount, is the value that each one of the agents here contributes to the whole network.
Okay.
So production partner is contributing some value to the network.
Right.
Upstream supplier is contributing some value to the network.
Right.
Downstream partner is contributing some value to the network, and also the end consumer is contributing some value to the network.
Right.
This sum total of all the values is the value pie. Let me give you an example. TransGanization. If suppose there are 20,000 people participating right now in this webinar,
yeah,
will my value pie be larger or smaller?
Larger.
Larger.
Yeah.
You are not generating any revenue for me. It's not revenue pie. It is value pie.
Yeah.
So if I have to extract more value from this value pie, it will depend upon two factors. One is the competition.
Yeah.
Second is what is my power to extract value from this value pie.
Right.
Are you getting what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Therefore, these two factors are able to function well only because my value pie is bigger. If value pie is smaller, no matter how high the power is, I can extract only that much.
Okay.
Got it? So therefore, one way of appropriating maximum value is increase the count of the customer.
Right.
Thank you. What is the second? Second way of बहुत सारे हाथ raised हैं. Second way पे जाते हैं. फिर वापस से discuss कर लेंगे. No problem. Increase the value per customer. Okay. Let's understand if somebody understood this part. So I'm lowering the hands. Raise the hands again. First hand raised. Naresh, tell me.
Wait, I was about to ask a question on the previous question, and the next point also came as increasing value. So let's say in a value chain, every stakeholder is doing a service to our next level, or a documentation to our next level, or a delivery packaging to our next level, or training of their customer to our next level.
Yes.
That will increase the value to the customer because of each
I'll increase the value.
person. Yeah, it's sorry.
That will just increase the value pie.
It will just increase the value pie.
That's all. Now, how much is the bargaining power of the customer? He will be able to extract maximum from that value pie. Customer also extracts value from the value pie, no?
Correct.
All of us are adding to this value pie only. Customer being a part of the network extracts value not from me, from the value pie. It looks like he is transacting with me.
No,
I am giving value.
No, value pie is to get the money from the customer, right?
No, Baba. Value pie is one of the things for us is to get the value from the customer. But who is the customer from upstream supplier? Who is the customer?
Middle agent or a distributor or somebody who is.
Only look at these four circles right now. Who is the customer of upstream supplier? Downstream firm?
Yeah, production partners.
Production partner. Maybe upstream supplier.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, I'm just saying it. So customers for everybody is different. Each of us are taking money from that guy only. But actually, if you look at it back of the mind, the architecture is we are extracting money from the value pie. I will not be able to take money from downstream firm if I'm not added to the value pie.
Right.
Are you with me here? So ultimately, customer, when he pays to the downstream firm, he's actually extracting it from the value pie only.
In that sense, yes.
So therefore, all of us contribute to the value pie and extract the maximum from it based on our bargaining power, based on what competition is guaranteeing to you.
Yeah, that point got really clear. Yeah.
Got it?
So when you increase value per customer, he refers you more. He use you more often.
When you
That's how
value per customer, you are again adding to the value pie. Because आप value per customer को बोल रहे हो, लेकिन मैं value pie को add कर रहा हूँ ना. Like you said, somebody did better packaging, somebody did better training, somebody did better. So ultimately, he's trying to make good for the customer only because he's the center of the universe. But if you look at it from a scientific perspective, he's just adding to the value pie. Now, suppose the bargaining power of the customer is very low.
as in he doesn't have many options and whatever.
He doesn't have many options. To get maximum value, he'll have to pay maximum.
Correct.
Or he will not be able to extract anything from it. Got it? So value तो मैंने बढ़ा दिया बहुत बड़ा, लेकिन मेरे को extract करने के लिए कोई customer ही नहीं है. So therefore, it is said, don't make a best or 100% perfect machine, because you have increased huge value, but who will extract it? Got it?
Got it.
Think over it. You're still getting it.
Yes, sir. सर ये आपने जो कहा इंक्रीज इन वैल्यू पर कस्टमर, जैसे अभी हमने अभी हमारा एक प्रोडक्ट का एग्जांपल बताता हूँ. हमने एक प्रोडक्ट डेवलप किया है जो बाजार में बहुत ही बिक रहा है, जो सादा फुट पेडल ऑपरेटेड सैनिटाइजर जो है वो. और हमने उसमें एक्चुअली एंटायरली डिफरेंट कॉन्सेप्ट किया कि ये जो कोविड जो है वो मैक्सिमम 6 महीना 8 महीना साल भर या 1.5 साल ज्यादा से ज्यादा रहे. तो हमने वो हमारे प्रोडक्ट में मल्टी यूटिलिटी कॉन्सेप्ट लाया है कि सैनिटाइजर भी हम लोग फूड ऑपरेटेड कर सकते हैं, और उसके अंदर हम लोग अटैचमेंट फॉर लैपटॉप, अटैचमेंट फॉर टैबलेट, अटैचमेंट फॉर मल्टी यूटिलिटी जो है एडवर्टाइजमेंट के लिए प्ले कार्ड वगैरह हम लोग लगा सकते हैं. So does it mean that increase in the value per customer?
Yes, you increase the value per customer.
And it's a unique product. Everyone is really, demanding that.
So that's why it is actually the value pie का increase कर दिया आपने. तो zero value pie भी shrink होता रहता है ना. जैसे कोविड आया, value pie shrink क्यों हो गया बताओ?
Because everybody's thinking was shifted.
नहीं, इधर से देख के बोलो ना.
हाँ, बोलिए. Everybody, the thinking was shifted, sir.
No. Look at the diagram and tell me कि value pie decrease क्यों हुआ होगा?
Due to सर मुझे तो यही आ रहा है कि सब लोग डरे हुए हैं और कुछ लॉकडाउन में कैसे अपने खर्चे निकालेंगे और क्या, उसके लिए पूरा का पूरा सबका वैल्यू पाई डिक्रीज हो गया है.
नहीं, वैल्यू पाई डिक्रीज ले, उनकी एंड यूजर जो है ना, एंड यूजर बायर,
हाँ,
उसका नंबर कम हो गया.
या
नंबर कम हुआ तो वैल्यू पाई कम हो गया.
Absolutely right, sir. Absolutely.
अब मुझे अगर नंबर बढ़ाना है तो मुझे कुछ और करना पड़ेगा ना, जो आपने किया.
ओके.
आपने ये फूड ऑपरेटेड सैनिटाइजर निकाला, तो सडनली जो नंबर कम हुआ तो बढ़ना शुरू हो गया.
या
अब वो कस्टमर शायद पुराना वाला कस्टमर नहीं था, कोई और कस्टमर एंटर किया वैल्यू पाई के अंदर. Some other customer entered the value network. Maybe I will also buy it, na, because I was not your customer, but I want this.
Yeah, all the this corporate people, they really liked it very much, and 5-star hotels and all, they really
they were not your customers, but now they become your customers. So you increase the number of customers and hence increase the value pie. Now you can extract from here.
Okay, got it. Exactly. It is a value per customer. We have value for the customer. We are increasing, so automatically the value pie increases.
The count also increases.
Okay. Yeah, understood, sir. Very well understood. Thank you.
Yeah, Rohitji.
जी
Yeah, a few minutes back you told that yeah, you do not. This is the reason. मतलब reason that you do not manufacture best machine. So that was in with what reference? The
we don't
extraction
manufacture perfect machine.
perfect machine. Okay.
परफेक्ट क्या होता है? फ्रिक्शनलेस बनाओगे तो क्या होगा?
वो टूटेगा ही नहीं. मतलब there won't be
बनाओगे तो
new.
आपका कोई भी corrosion तो नहीं होगा, कोई abrasion नहीं होगा. फ्रिक्शनलेस इज द आइडियल मशीन, राइट? जिसमें कि आपने एक बार मोमेंटम दे दिया तो वो चलता ही रहेगा, उसको आपको मशीन की भी जरूरत नहीं है, मोटर की भी जरूरत है.
Okay, okay. From that.
लेकिन फ्रिक्शनलेस बनाने में जो पैसे लगेंगे वो कोई एक्सट्रैक्ट नहीं कर पाएगा ना.
Okay, okay.
तो इम्परफेक्शन की वैल्यू ज्यादा है परफेक्शन से.
No, I'm not getting that. Do you mean to say that there has to be the limited life of the
as you make the product affordable, the number of count of customers who can to your value pie increases, right? मारुति के कस्टमर ज्यादा हैं कि एस्टन मार्टिन के ज्यादा हैं?
मारुति के होंगे.
तो उसका वैल्यू नेटवर्क बड़ा है कि एस्टन मार्टिन का बड़ा है?
मारुति का.
अभी इसमें भी क्वेश्चन मार्क है, ऐसे ऐसे सीधा आंसर नहीं दो. मारुति का नेटवर्क बड़ा लग सकता है, शायद हो सकता है, क्योंकि उसका काउंट ऑफ कस्टमर्स हु कैन पे दैट वैल्यू इज हाई. लेकिन एस्टन मार्टिन में काउंट ऑफ कस्टमर्स कम है लेकिन वैल्यू पर कस्टमर हाई है.
या
तो शायद उसका एंड यूजर का बायर का जो सर्कल है वो शायद मारुति से ही बड़ा हो, because that is equal to the number of customers multiplied the value per customer. तो वो शायद उससे ही बड़ा हो, तो वैल्यू पर शायद उससे ही बड़ी हो. लेकिन अगर मैंने वैल्यू इतनी बड़ी बना दी स्पेसशिप, तो कस्टमर शायद एक ही होगा, नासा. उसने नहीं खरीदा तो जीरो हो गया ना. तो इसीलिए जितना अफोर्डेबल उतना रिस्क इज लेस, बट ऑपरेशंस का स्ट्रक्चर चेंज हो जाता है. तो या तो आप वैल्यू ड्रिवन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो या आप काउंट ड्रिवन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. वो डिसाइड करना कि आप क्या हो.
आप क्या हो. राइट. या
गॉट इट.
Okay, because the advantage with count driven is that you are catering to the base of the pyramid.
That is okay. दोनों के advantages हैं. So we can count advantages for both and both will be equal. You have to decide मेरे को maximum appropriate करने के लिए count पे focus करना है कि value पे focus करना है. Okay. लेकिन दोनों में से कुछ भी करना हो ना, उसके लिए you have to make it. Now what I'm trying to say here is that you cannot appropriate maximum value from the pie if you're only dependent upon the competition. दो पहलू थे ना. पहला पहलू था कि कंपटीशन कितना गारंटी करेगा. दूसरा पहलू था कि मेरी परसुएशन क्या है, मेरी बार्गेनिंग पावर कितनी है. अगर मैं बार्गेनिंग पावर जीरो है, जो कि होती है ना मेजॉरिटी केसेस में जीरो होती है, तो मेरे को कितने पैसे मिलेंगे?
Only what the competition
मिलेगा. आप जाके देख लो कितनी भी कंपनीज हैं, सबके सब वहां पर प्राइस वॉर ही चल रहा है. आके एक स्लाइड दिखा देते हैं कि देखो ये इस कंपटीशन इतना दे रहा है, ये इतना दे रहा है, इतना दे रहा है, मैं कैसे ज्यादा दे सकता हूँ. तो इसका मतलब आप कुछ वैल्यू जनरेट ही नहीं कर रहे हो, आपकी बार्गेनिंग पावर जीरो है.
Yeah, and technically all are at par. मतलब you do not have any plus point, any USP.
फिर आप एग्जिस्ट क्यों कर रहे हो? Don't exist then, because if you are existing, you're existing not for because the competition is existing. You're existing because you have a bargaining power. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Third, price sensitivity. अब बताओ ये कहां पर आता है? Price sensitivity. This is another way of appropriating value from the value pie. How does price sensitivity come into play? how do I become a great price sensitive organization?
गुड मॉर्निंग रोहित जी.
Good morning.
सर ये जो फर्स्ट पॉइंट है आपकी इंक्रीज इन द काउंट ऑफ कस्टमर्स, don't you think that ultimate satisfaction of a customer is very important to increase the count of the customers, because it becomes a mouth publicity to his friends and in the society, in the community?
एक ही बात है ना, मतलब वो अलग अलग कैरेक्टर है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की. एक कैरेक्टर है जिसमें काउंट ऑफ कस्टमर ड्रिवन हूं मैं, एक कैरेक्टर है जहां मैं वैल्यू पर कस्टमर ड्रिवन. दोनों में माउथ पब्लिसिटी जाती है
जी.
जिसको अगर अच्छी वैल्यू मिली है तो अपने टाइप के कस्टमर को माउथ पब्लिसिटी कर देगा ना.
करेक्ट.
Therefore it doesn't matter. So mouth publicity is just one tactic. अभी हम टैक्टिक्स डिस्कस नहीं कर रहे हैं, टैक्टिक्स हम कल परसों को भी डिस्कस करेंगे. आज हम सिर्फ डिस्कस कर रहे हैं कि करना क्या है, कैसे करना है. दैट विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम टुमारो.
ओके, थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू.
Okay, over here I'll just make one small announcement that we have this program from physical workplace to digital workplace. This is a very basic concept. All of us will have to now start adopting, whether coronavirus or no coronavirus. हमको ये remote working और digital workplace, rather I would say phygital workplace, physical plus digital का combination, phygital workplace को develop करना पड़ेगा. For us to develop phygital workplace, we must understand how does a digital workplace work. दोनों की combination automatic हो जाएगा. So must for everybody, because I will be giving you some templates, which is almost like building your new office now. I'll be giving you some tactics which you should develop now internally in your organization for you to be able to take maximum advantage of this world that you are going to enter into. Because now it is a time when from 50% efficiency because of remote working, you have to go to 200% efficiency. So 200% efficiency के लिए आपको 100% physical का advantage, 100% digital का advantage लेना पड़ेगा. To an extent कि जब सब कुछ खत्म भी हो जाए तो आप कहो कि नहीं मेरे को तो ये 200% की efficiency पे ही काम करना है, तो I will work in the same way. And it is much more risk-free and much more stronger way of functioning. So please click on the link in the chat box and enroll for this program. Thank you very much. Price sensitivity. Get me the answer for that.
Rohit, I don't have the answer. I actually have a question.
पूछिए ना.
What financial metric can we equate value pie to, just to build intuition around this?
Okay. What financial metric can you give to bargaining power? Can you?
Brand premium.
उसको कैसे करोगे? जैसे आपने have you ever done what do you say M&A का आपने एनालिसिस किया कभी? DCF किया है, डिस्काउंट कैश फ्लो
किया है.
डन इट ना. तो DCF में एक पैरामीटर होता है बीटा.
Sure.
कैसे निकालते हैं बीटा? Remember?
Yeah, it's 1 plus the risk premium into.
हाँ, तो वो risk premium कैसे निकालोगे? So these are all numbers, given numbers. मैं इसको कुछ भी एक number पाई बना सकता हूँ. But there's nothing called as financial metric to it. There is no metric, primarily because downstream firm, whatever it pays to upstream firm, depends upon the value pie. There can be cases where I'm paying more to the upstream firm than what I'm getting from the end user.
Right. Yes.
तो वो तो फिर non-intuitive ही है ना.
Correct.
So you cannot define. It depends upon the value pie. How much value is this guy generating for you? So हर एक की bargaining power. If you remember Potter's 5 forces, there's bargaining power of suppliers.
Yeah.
There's bargaining power of the customers.
Yes.
So in सब की कोई financial metric नहीं है ना.
Sure.
So this is just a power which you can give number to, but there is no financial metric to it. तो Amazon का मैंने आपको वैल्यू नेटवर्क दिखाया था, उसमें Amazon is only giving value, it's not extracting any value from there. Why? Because customers are freely moving between the networks.
Right.
So there is no bargaining power.
Right.
Amazon is now having a bargaining power only because of, tell me, because of what? तीनों में answer है. Why is Amazon having a bargaining power now?
Because there is no, because the services have reached a level of efficiency where competition cannot exist.
Because the count has increased so high.
Count has increased so high, yeah.
High that
Count has increased so high, the value per customer has gone up very high. They become a habit now.
So it's too much. So they had patience. So okay, fine, you win, but I will win in long term. Now they're winning in long term. It's more sustainable. Okay, thank you.
So it's the cumulative bargaining power.
Yeah, it is cumulative bargaining power. You can say it.
Got it. नहीं वो intuition build नहीं हो रहा था around this, so that's the question.
I understand. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, price sensitivity का तो कोई आंसर दे दो, तो मैं देता हूँ. अरे, जी, echo हो रहा है echo.
Yes, sir.
बोलिए.
Sir.
Hello. बोलिए, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Price sensitivity. I have one question also. Price sensitivity is the variable in price having impact in the increase the value of the customer, the value or the number of clients.
Per unit price increase किया तो कितने customer गिर जाएंगे?
हाँ. So that how your price is sensitive. Even if since in airline industry you are given the example. Yes. Even if 100 rupees can make the break on deal on that particular airline revenue from that perspective. Sir, one more thing, one quick input. I want that all these factors is very influential or important to decide the business model, and do this particular thing has the relation with the body shop example, wherein we have discussed what is the model of body shop, that is whether it is experiential, which is having price, or whether it is revenue based or the price sensitive.
This answer I'm not giving you now because you have to answer this to me in Parivartan. So, yes. But I will only tell you कि अगर इस thought से समझें तो बॉडी शॉप ने अपना वैल्यू पाई बहुत बड़ा कर दिया. कैसे वैल्यू पाई बड़ा किया वो हम परिवर्तन में समझेंगे. मैं अभी यहाँ नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. yes. आप यहाँ पर मत पूछो आंसर.
Yes. No, I'm just correlating both.
आप correlate कर लो लेकिन आंसर मत पूछो. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Fourth is buyer's ability to substitute. If there is substitute available for the product, the bargaining power of the buyer goes up, and that's how you actually have that much limited power to extract value from the value buy. Fifth is buyer's information availability. ये तो आज की डेट में खत्म हो गया because information freely available है. लेकिन still अगर information ही available नहीं कि कोई और भी ऐसा कुछ करता है या फिर कोई और भी ऐसा कुछ product लेके आता है वगैरह वगैरह, then you will be able to extract maximum value. अगर information freely available है, then you have no bargaining power because of this cost. And the last is the switching cost. Can I switch faster? If I cannot switch faster, if I'm come to you, then I'm stuck with you. Now, these are the 6 important elements that actually help you appropriate maximum value from the value pie. So the amount of value that you can appropriate from here depends upon what is the factor that what is my power in all these 6 factors. Okay, now you can ask questions freely.
हेलो.
Yes, दिनेश जी.
सर जैसे अभी आपने काउंट ऑफ कस्टमर्स की बात करी है, मतलब हम नेटवर्क बढ़ाने की बात करते हैं, अगर हमारा नेटवर्क एक नेटवर्क बन जाता है तो एक जैसे कंसेप्ट है 80-20 का, जिसमें कहा जाता है कि हमारे 20% सेल जो रहती है वो जो 80% सेल रहती है वो 20% कस्टमर से आती है। तो मैं ये पूछना चाहता था कि जो हमारी प्लानिंग हो, स्ट्रेटजी हो या डेली वर्किंग हो, पॉलिसी हो, should it be drafted while keeping in mind that 20% network or the entire network? What should be our priority to create value creation for our brand?
See, it's very simple. यहाँ पे बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं है, लेकिन आपको दो पे काम करना है। एक तो वैल्यू पर कस्टमर आपको 20 का देखना है, वैल्यू पर कस्टमर आपको 20 का देखना है, लेकिन 20% में नंबर बढ़ाना है। तो 20% में नंबर बढ़ाने के लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? मुझे टोटल पाई को इंक्रीज करना पड़ेगा। 20% ऑफ 100 इज ओनली 20। मैं 20 लोगों को देख के अपनी इनोवेशंस करूंगा, अपनी वैल्यू क्रिएट करूंगा, लेकिन आई ऑल्सो हैव टू वर्क ऑन 20% ना, बिकॉज 20% ऑफ 1000 करूंगा तो 200 होगा ना वो
जी।
तो एक तरफ से आपको आपका कस्टमर का टोटल नंबर भी इंक्रीज करना है, लेकिन जब आप वैल्यू क्रिएशन की सोच रहे हो तो आप 20% कस्टमर्स को देख के कर सकते
हो। दोनों पैरेलल चलेंगे,
चलने ही पड़ेंगे, नहीं तो आप 20 लोगों से कैसे काम करोगे सर लाइफ लॉन्ग?
तो मैं एंटायर नेटवर्क को भी देखना है और अपना वैल्यू क्रिएशन भी वो भी बढ़ानी है, वैल्यू ऑफ कस्टमर भी बढ़ानी है। थैंक यू।
Yeah, what was price sensitive? I just missed it.
If I increase my price by 100 rupees, how many customers will drop?
Okay.
That's the switch. I'm sensitive to price by that much.
Okay.
Suppose मेरा एयरलाइन के अंदर आज 1000 कस्टमर्स हैं, अगर मैं 100 रुपए प्राइस बढ़ाऊं तो 1000 के 500 हो जाएंगे क्या? समझ गए?
Okay. Okay. Yes, thank you.
Idea. Switching cost has been a very important thing, because right now we are stuck somewhere with Chinese products. Maybe various reasons are there. How are we going to come out of this? They have taken the maximum in our entire economy as such. How are we going to? This is general question only. Of course, not all.
You have to see. I will not answer the Chinese or whatever. If you have to become better, you cannot replace anybody without adding functional value, which I told yesterday. अगर आपके पास आपकी फंक्शनल वैल्यू हाई नहीं है तो आप किसी को रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकते। जिस दिन हाई हो गई आप रिप्लेस कर दो, बहुत इजीली कर दो। So, and functionality depends upon two things: the features that you provide, and the price at which you provide.
The price is the problem, sir, because
problem
again because of the management cost and other things, their way of doing things and our way of doing things, they work actually piecemeal system. We are limiting our productivity to certain extents. We know this I contribute, even every factor is contributing, when labor, everything. Their way of thinking,
whatever
it cannot challenge.
Whatever it is, if something is available to you at a higher price, you will not buy. Very simple. So you will have to make the price affordable and make the price equivalent and features better. That is the only way to survive. This is only survival. Emotional gives you thriving, and then other things come later. But right now, most important thing is when there is no cash flow and there is nothing that you have, what will you do? You will need money, or you will need products at a cheaper price. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So Rohit, depending upon different stages of your business, you keep on shifting your strategy
Right.
to increase your survival, grow the value of the network, or appropriate value accordingly.
Yeah.
So if you take on over a competition, then your substitutability is blocked for the customer. You get a better value.
Yeah.
You add more information, or you create one new innovation in the product, and then you get more value from the customer, because customer is longing for what you are offering now, which you are not offering before, now improved, without lead, whatever, you know and then you do that. There's n number of way you keep on toggling between, or or you make the price sensitivity important and things like that. So you keep on doing this jugglery, keeping view on increasing the value for the customer, and the life cycle and the industry cycle and the environment around you. All these three factors work in combination in a matrix format.
Yes.
Is that right
There
understanding?
is just one thing you correct in your thinking now, and seeing it coming from your mouth again and again. Increase the value of the customer is no more the answer. Increasing the value for the network is the answer. If
Got that.
you are not increasing the value for the network, customer will not be able to extract maximum value from it. Very important.
So every
shift.
block need to higher value is what you're
I'm
telling.
saying you just increase the value of the pie. Once you increase the value of the pie, based on individuals' internal capability, they will extract the value. That you can't control.
Correct.
You can only exceed the value of the pie. अब अगर मेरे में power ही नहीं extract करने की, तो what can I do? There are many places where value remains only. Nobody is able to extract. Nobody is able to extract. Value pie remains. So it remains. Then somebody from outside comes and extracts the whole value. Are you getting what I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Understand this well. We may not be able to extract the value which is lying right there. Somebody from outside will come and extract all the value. You generated it. Somebody else will extract it.
Yeah.
So you have to work on both the elements, increasing the value and also capturing the value, extracting the value.
Correct. Got that.
Last question. Jiatul.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah. नहीं, ये कोई एग्जांपल देंगे सर जहाँ पे वैल्यू क्रिएट हुई, कोई एक्सप्लोर नहीं कर पाया और दूसरा आके लेके गया?
Chinese. Count of customers कहाँ पे high है?
Right.
Extract कौन कर रहा है? They know how to extract it. You may do whatever. You can cry. You can be patriotic. You can do whatever. They know how to extract it. अब यही देख लो ना, यहाँ पर कितने वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसेस हो रहे हैं अभी इंडिया में? काउंट करो ना, मैक्सिमम इंडिया में ही हो रहा है. एक्सट्रैक्ट कौन कर रहा है?
चाइनीज.
नहीं, चाइनीज नहीं, ये अमेरिकन है.
अमेरिकन है.
Zoom is American. It's not Chinese. It's a non. It's an American. Nasdaq को एडवांटेज हो रहा है. बट इंडिया में एक भी ऐसा वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग बन नहीं रहा है जो कि एक्सट्रैक्ट कर सके. एक्सट्रैक्ट ही नहीं कर पा रहा है ना. अगर बन गया तो कल के कल शिफ्ट हो जाएगा.
Great.
Are you getting what I'm saying? So there is too much value in India, but extraction is being done by somebody else. Okay, got it?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, last question.
Rohitji, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please go.
Rohitji, I just wanted to ask you one question. You talk of this, we were talking about the value network map and the entire 6 points where you can appropriate, those 6 exact points. So each and every scenario, be it a product or be it a concept, would all the 6 be applicable?
No. Even if you have one, that is fine.
Okay, fine.
You have one, you anchor yourself on one. Rest will develop.
Cool. I understood. I was just confused on the part that yes, if it is a concept, then probably the price would not be that big a factor.
No.
Probably it is the value or the way your brand is perceived as, that may be the main factor of paying or extracting the value pie from an end user.
Yes. You have to just anchor on one. But the problem in India is we are not anchored on anybody. मैं जितने भी SME को देखता हूँ ना, एक पे भी fully properly anchored नहीं. You have to be anchored on one very strongly that nobody else is able to compete with you.
Fine. Thank you.
Reliance does it very beautifully. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So I will have to conclude today's session. Tomorrow we'll meet again and we'll discuss about how do I build my sales network. What is the sales methodology and how do I maximize my sales? What are the various tactics to be done to maximize your sales? Thank you very much. Kindly stand up for the final concluding